Sadguru Name, Jugad Guru Name, Satguru Name, Sri Guru Deva Name. Satsangat ji, Vaheguru ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki Fateh. Satsangat ji, it's with a great honor and a great privilege in the presence of our Sri Guru Granth Sahib to understand that, especially our young adults and our children, to understand that Guru Nanak Dev Ji brought to this world, to this planet we call Earth, a very special and unique way of living and way of life. A way of life that can carry us through these times we call Kali Yuga, darker times. But if we don't practice and believe and trust, then we won't find the answers. Today everyone is looking for an answer. But every answer we have already given to us. Our gurus have blessed us with a knowledge, with an experience, and most importantly, a technology. What I mean to say is that I learned, next year I celebrate, by Guru's Kirpa, by the will of God, my 40th year, 40 years since I came to the feet of the Guru. I must have been very young. And what I learned in that time was that I wasn't part of a religion. One day one came to me and said, "Oh, are you part of that Sikh religion?" I said, "No." They said, "You look like you are." I said, "No, I'm no." They said, "What are you?" I said, "I live a Sikh way of life." I said, "I live as Khalsa." And they say, "What is that?" I say, "Very simply, I live to balance life every single day." And they said, "Well, how do you balance life?" And I explained how Guru Nanak Dev Ji taught very simply 3 basic, simple understandings of how to live. One was Kirat Karo. Work hard, be part of the society, have our families, have our educations. So one was to work hard and honestly and truthfully. Second, he said, Vantak, he said, give. Dasvan, give 10%. Share what you have. Don't hold it to yourself only. And most importantly, he said, Nam Simran, meditate, be still. So that this mind of ours is under our control. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj taught more than anything else that we should not be a slave to this mind, but we should command the mind. But how many command our mind? How many can be in that stillness to allow a balance and a flow? Do you understand? Instead, what happens? We overthink everything. And we become so emotional. That's what I learned 40 years I've been with you. I learned that you're so emotional. But I learned something about emotion. To take all this emotion that you have, you know, emotion means worry. I learned something very early, that the word worry, you know that word worry? You all know, was invented by Punjabi mothers. I don't know one that doesn't worry. But if we take all that emotion and that worry and turn that emotion to devotion, we come in the presence of the Sri Guru Granth Sahib, we do the Mat Take, we bring our forehead, we say, Guruji, I'm yours, guide me today. And when we can give that mind of ours to the Guru, then what is there to worry in life? And I learned being with you that we don't have that trust. Every day Hukanam is given to us. Hukanam is that order to give us the understanding of what the day shall be. But do we live it? Do we trust it? Do we follow it? Do we even hear every day? Our children, they come home from school, we put them in front of the television sets, they stay in front of their computers, they work on their tablets, their iPads, all those things. They have so much. We didn't have that. But today our young people, our young adults, you have so much that you have too much. And the mind overthinks. So I read that day in Japji Sahib, Call to Our Soul, that first Guru Nanak Dev Ji gave us Mul Mantar. And in Mul Mantar, he gave us entire understanding of how to live. And it began Ek Onkar. There's one God. God and me and God are one. God and me and God are one. There's no separation. So we began Ek Onkar Satnam, that there's one creator of this universe, whose vibration, whose name is truth. And you see, it was read in the Vidrega, the teachings, that we read about the Big Bang Theory, that this world was created, there was a Big Bang, and this world was created. It was written in Rig Veda. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji took that another step. He said, yes, okay, that happened and creation was created. But he said that in the light of that creation, that truth existed in the heart of every human being. In that he said, Ad such, Jugad such, Hai be such, Nanak, Hosi, be such. He expanded the understanding to the heart of every human being. He said, Ad such. That in the beginning of time, when this creation was created, that truth was the essence. And that created this universe. Before Guru Nanak Dev Ji, nobody said that. Before Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they said that God lives outside of you. And you have to look outside to find that God. Or somebody has to take you to that God. Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, nay, he said, God lives inside of you, and everyone can experience God no matter who they are. He said, Ad such, in the beginning, the primal, Ad means primal or first, beginning, that truth is what created all that we have. Jugad such, through the ages, the yugas. He said, through all those ages, that same truth didn't change. Have be such. And today is no different at this exact moment. As we are in the presence of the city Guru Granth Sahib, that truth is still with us. It hasn't gone. But do we live it in the heart? Nanak, Hosi be such. And Nanak says forever that truth shall be. Forever. Not today, not just tomorrow. Forever that truth shall be. And I learned that way because I was born here in the West, like many of our young people. I had to learn from the Western mind. After 40 years, you made for me a new category. I wasn't just Gora, I wasn't Punjabi, but I was somewhere in between. They said he's Gora Punjabi. He said, now I'm mixed. But I learned that this greatest teaching, I had a search in my life. I was 24 years old when I came to the feet of the Guru. Next year I'm 64, God willing. I had never heard the word. I didn't know what it was. I met some Sikhs. They said, come, we have a temple. You can. I said, that's good. I like to pray. And we play music. I said, wonderful. I'm a musician. But I came that first time. I didn't know even one thing. Had never heard Gurbani, not in this lifetime. And I bowed my head at the feet of the Guru. I said, everybody was bowing. I said, that's okay. And that day, almost 40 years ago, tears came to my eyes. I couldn't stop crying. And I sat and I listened to the Gurbani. I didn't understand what it meant, but I could hear the sound, the Shabad Guru, the science that I learned later was called Shabad Guru. And it came so deep inside of me. And you know, to this day is no different. 40 years, still those tears come to my eyes. It has not changed. And I searched and I looked, and first 20 years I said, don't even mention my name. I don't want one person should even know who I am. I don't want to say one word. And 20 years I didn't say a word. Now you can't keep me quiet, but first 20 years, 20 years, 2 decades, only that simple seva, no one should know me. Then Guruji said, no, now you have to go to the world and you have to share this teaching and spread it in English somehow to understand. But I had to study Gurmukhi, I'd study Sri Guru Granth Sahib, learn our history, embrace it. And I always say to our young people, our children, that if I can do it, okay, Hanji, if I can do it, why can't he do it 10 times better than me? Is that not true? But the difference is, as I said, that I learned it was a way of life. It wasn't just, oh, I follow some religion. I come Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I learned that it was every single day. Because I read in Jati, Amrit Vela Sachana Vadiyai Vichar Karmi Ave Kapara Nadari Mok Duar. That if I rise in that morning while the sun is rising, as that sun ascends, rises, I rise with the sun when I do Path, when I do Simran. And everything is cleaned every single day. But I know your excuses. My next book is on all the excuses I've heard in 40 years. I can write 3 books. Well, I would have got up. I couldn't get up. I might have got up. Well, I was too sleepy. It was too cold. My comforter was too warm. The cushion was too soft. The bed was, right, all the excuses. But I didn't get up. I said, you don't get up. Stay down, because your day's going to be a mess. So I learned that I had to live that life. Not just talk it, not just say, but live it. Every single day. So every breath was Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. And then I learned about this mind of ours. And after Mool Mantra, first pauri of Japji Sahib, in my explanation, Guru Nanak Dev Ji tells us right at the beginning, Soch soch na hovi, just sochi lakava. Thousands and thousands of thoughts may come, but not one belongs to you. So don't get attached to that thought. My English said that Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, you think, but you don't think. But you think you do, but you don't. But you think you do. But what happens when this mind stills? Gurbani stills the mind. Mind is not the beginning and the end. Guru teaches us mind is here to serve heart. Mind is here to serve Atma. Not we become that slave to that mind, and that mind drags us. I came to understand that in Sri Guru Granth Sahib, every answer can be found. Why should one of us be depressed?
Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru.